Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
President Biden cautioning the country in a primetime speech Thursday that is drawing the ire of Republicans this morning. The details from Washington.
And it's Friday, taking a look outside with live cam. 77 degrees for right now. A little humid, not too bad, but expecting some rain.
Hey, good morning. It is Friday. Let's just pause right there and think about that for a second.
Yes.
The week is finally over.
Yes.
It's September
Friday.
2nd.
Yes.
It's Friday.
Yes, we'll take that. That's good news off the top. And also the good news, well, for people who like rain, we'll get some more rain.
Man, I still got like 8 more hours. The weekend's
but
not
it's
here
Friday.
yet. Okay.
It's Friday.
I got you. Yeah, you're right. And we are excited about the rain chance. It is looking decent over the weekend. I want to keep telling people, though, it's not going to be raining all weekend long, okay? There's going to be some times where it's not raining. You can still have your outdoor plans. Just know that rain's a good bet, at least at times, especially as we go into tomorrow afternoon. So let's look at the weather headlines here. And we've got a lot of clouds this morning. We'll continue to see some off and on clouds throughout the day. Probably a mostly cloudy day today. But tomorrow, that's when we start to see the showers and storms moving in. So by Saturday afternoon, how much rain can we see? Around 1 to 2 inches with some higher numbers in spots. Now, not everyone's going to get those amounts. It's going to be spotty. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly where the heavy rain will be. But I'd say on average, there's going to be some decent rain totals. And how about rain? Is it going to rain all weekend? Well, there's more good rain chances on Sunday. But as I said, it's not going to be an all weekend long thing. And in fact, we have more good rain chances coming up on Monday for Labor Day. 78 degrees right now. Dew point is at 73. Southerly winds at about 5 miles per hour. Feels like 81 out there. And temperatures in the 70s, as you would expect. 78 here in San Antonio, 76 Helota, 78 Port SA. And we've got more football games tonight. Everything turned out well last night. It's good again. 3 points. A 90 at kickoff, 84 halftime at sunset, sometime just before 8 p.m. with humid conditions. We'll talk more about the rain and let you know how long it's going to last even into next week. That's coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. Look forward to that. 1 person was killed, 2 others injured when a single-engine plane crashed just north of Houston yesterday. It happened near David Wayne Hooks Airport in Spring. Authorities said the plane went down after it lost power on approach. 2 men and a woman were on board the plane. One was pronounced dead after being transported to a hospital. No one on the ground was hurt. The victims' identities have not been released. The cause of the plane's power loss still under investigation.
And Pfizer says the first doses of its COVID-19 booster have already been shipped to 62 locations across the U.S. More than 100,000 doses were sent as soon as the FDA authorized the updated boosters on Wednesday. The new bivalent booster vaccine targets both Omicron subvariants BA4 and BA5. Pfizer-BioNTech expects to deliver 3 million doses by Tuesday, which is authorized for people 12 and older. Moderna's updated booster vaccine has been authorized for people 18 and older because of CDC's approval. Now, the new boosters can now start being administered.
In their first match together in over 4 years and 25 years after their debut as a pair at the tournament, Venus and Serena Williams were unable to rediscover their signature magic and lost in the first round of the U.S. Open doubles last night. Obviously, that is not the two right there, that picture.
No, it's not. We apologize. We're having some video difficulty right now. And here at home, one gas company offered a deal that was too good to pass up yesterday. Cars and trucks lined up all the way into the street to fill up their tanks at this Circle K on South Zarzamora. The deal drawing drivers in for a pit stop 40 cents off per gallon. This Circle K location, along with more than a dozen other stores across San Antonio and the surrounding areas, participated in that event. Those we spoke to say the wait in line was definitely worth it. Unfortunately, the deal was for 1 day only.
It is now 4:34, 77 degrees.
And saving in September, the deals you can score this month on everything from freezers to smartphones.
And it is Friday, and that means another day full of high school football. It includes Uvalde. We're going to tell you about a special presentation coming up tonight on KSAT 12.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide looking out there at Loop 1604 at Wiseman Boulevard, flashing lights. The situation out there, we're going to be checking it with Stephen Cavazos very soon. He is in the building.
And once you get outside with live cam clouds, chance of rain throughout the weekend. but not everybody is going to get wet. Justin Horn's got your forecast coming up, but still some rain. Tonight, we are live streaming Uvalde's first home football game since that tragedy that struck Robb Elementary School. It is our effort to keep Uvalde strong by being there with the Coyotes, their fans, to focus on the healing and the future of that community. And there's no better place to start with high school football. Our live stream begins at 6:30 with our pregame show with Uvalde hosting Eagle Pass win to follow our pregame show at 7 o'clock. So week 2 of big game coverage already kicked off last night as Veterans Memorial played host to Taft at Rutledge Stadium in Converse. Patriots down by 3 in the third, but they are inside the Taft 10. Quarterback Christopher Irving. Play action pass. Desmond Roberts has it. He gets stopped short of the end zone, though, but look at him reach the ball across the line for the touchdown. Patriots back on top for a minute, but the final from Converse, 45-20, 35 Taft. It was a packed house at Gustafson Stadium last night to watch Marshall take on the Laredo United Longhorns. Game tied at 14 in the second. The Longhorns go on a stampede from the Rams 7. Running back Edwards Lazard takes a handoff, slices through the Marshall defense. That's a touchdown. Final Laredo United takes it 28-17.
Pro football coverage powered by Davis Law Firm.
Cowboys kick returner and receiver Cavante Turpin is changing jersey numbers. Getting rid of number 2, going with number 9, the first offensive player to wear Tony Romo's jersey number since he retired from the NFL. Turpin is one reason why special teams will be a key for the Cowboys this coming season. As starting quarterback Dak Prescott found himself coming to the defense of his team, trading away starting wide receiver Amari Cooper, allowing Cedric Wilson to sign with another team. All the while, Michael Gallup still has a ways to go before he can return after that torn ACL, leaving Prescott with only one of their 1,000-yard receivers to start the season. The Cowboys will kick off their season 1 week from Sunday night when they host Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Sunday Night Football. Fans, Stephanie, listen up.
Yep.
Tickets now on sale for the Spurs' big 50th anniversary in the Alamodome, set for January 13th. They're going to host the Golden State Warriors. And remember, this is not the old setup. They're going to use the entire venue. Remember how you saw it in the Final Four when the Final Four comes to San Antonio? That's what it's going to look like. Next week also marks the induction of Manu Ginobili into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame in Springfield, Massachusetts. So things are starting to heat up for the Spurs and Manu. Congratulations to him. That's going to be fun to watch that. Because I believe Tim Duncan is the one presenting Manu.
Yeah, his old friend. There you go.
And you already got your tickets for the big celebration?
I'm ready.
You and 65,000 other people will be there, apparently.
Yeah, it's a big party.
So
you should come.
I might be there.
Yeah.
Might show up.
All right.
Depends on who else is coming.
Oh, David. Time now, 4:40 and 77 degrees for now.
Got a lot of feeling that a lot of former Spurs will be there. September is here and deals are near. If you're in some market for household upgrades, we're going to show you just how much you can save this month on things like refrigerators and air conditioners.
Also next, what a pilot is saying about the tense moments of a near mid-air collision involving a Delta passenger plane at Orlando International Airport.
Welcome back, 443. The crucial November midterm elections now just more than 2 months away, the results of which will decide the balance of power in Washington.
ABC's Justin Finch with more on the president's primetime address to the nation.
Against a backdrop of red, white, and blue, President Joe Biden sternly speaking about what he calls a battle for the soul of the nation.
I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation about the threats we face.
From Independence Hall, where the foundation of the nation's constitution and democracy was forged, the president with this warning.
But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology.
An ideology, he says, would take the country backwards.
Backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
Biden's remarks come days after he accused some Republicans of embracing semi-fascism by following Trump. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said Biden should have apologized for that comment and criticized his leadership.
President Biden has chosen to divide, demean, and disparage his fellow Americans. Why? Simply because they disagree with his policies. That is not leadership.
With the countdown to the November midterm elections now weeks away and his approval numbers rising, the president pressed upon his administration's recent achievements. ABC's Rick Klein says Biden is offering the voters a stark choice.
But making this a choice, saying, look, this is what we would do. These are what the other guys would do. This is what it would mean to go back to former President Trump and to others in the Republican Party that ascribe to his ideology.
Thursday's primetime Philadelphia speech marks the president's second stop of 3 in Pennsylvania this week. The Keystone State is one of the key battlegrounds as both parties look ahead to November. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
A near mid-air collision was captured on video between a Cessna jet and a Delta passenger plane at Orlando International Airport. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, ABC News exclusive video showing a near mid-air collision caught on camera at the Orlando International Airport. Watch the video from inside a single-engine Cessna. That's a Delta 757 taking off nearby. The Cessna's pilot, Malik Clark, took evasive action, avoiding a disaster.
Immediately, I turned right, and I climbed as steeply as I could, because the Boeing 757 from Delta has a much higher climb rate than the aircraft that I was flying.
Clark had just taken off nearby and says he was instructed to overfly the runway where the Delta flight was taking off. Both pilots saw each other.
090, we saw it. We saw the guy coming. So we just flew 150 now, but they give us 090 up to 2,000.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on the travel crunch as we head into the holiday weekend. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
September can be prime time to score some good deals, but for things like toys, you may want to wait a few more weeks.
And for appliances, smartphones, 12 on your sides, Marilyn Moore says this month is the time to buy.
September, time to bring on the pumpkin spice and the end of summer sales.
Thanks to Labor Day sales, the first half of the month, you're going to see some great discounts on large appliances like dishwashers, washers and dryers, and refrigerators.
If you need a budget fridge, this Whirlpool top freezer refrigerator is now on sale for $529 at Appliances Connection and Best Buy, nearly $80 off. Consumer Reports tracks prices on its top-rated products all year, so they know when they're on deep discount. Sure, it's almost fall, but it's still hot. So if you need a new window AC, now's a good time to buy as retailers offload summer inventory. This Frigidaire window AC is now $250 at Appliances Connection. Time for a tree trim. This chainsaw's price is slashed. The Ego battery-powered chainsaw is now $366 at Amazon, $33 saved. And finally, hello savings on smartphones. Apple is expected to announce its new iPhone next week. Know what that means?
You can expect older model iPhones to start to drop in price at carriers and retailers alike.
Right now, the iPhone 13 Pro Max is $1,099 at full price, but look for discounts later in the month. The shopping gurus say September is also a great time to buy grills, patio furniture, and leaf blowers, just in time for fall. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking again at the accident there at Loop 1604 at Wiseman Boulevard. Looks like it is completely blocked off right now. And again, we have Stephen Cavazos in the building. We'll be hearing from him very soon.
Checking out some yards yesterday, and there's a lot of green grass out there, and I noticed some weeds.
Well,
Yeah,
and
they're
they're getting kind of tall in some yards. I'm like,
Here's the thing. We were able to slack off a little bit in the summer when it comes to mowing. Now you can't do that because it's raining again, and these yards are responding in kind. But it's a good thing. We love the rain. And we just did get the numbers in yesterday, June, July, and August. As we look at the meteorological summer, we take those 3 months and so we can get the numbers and keep them in order there. But that would be the hottest summer on record, 88.1. 2022, we set the record just barely over 2011, 2009, 2020. So it was a very hot June, July, and August. As we go into September here, it's looking like we may be below average, which is fantastic. We still have those rain chances in place over the weekend. Right now, 78 degrees at the airport, 78 Stinson, 78 Kelly, 73 the cool spot there at Randolph. And temperatures you'll find generally in the 70s around the area. Still pretty humid out there. We've got mostly cloudy skies. Here's the big picture. We've got rain still out across parts of West Texas and Mexico. A few showers across North Texas. But what we're looking at here is rain-making energy. So we're going to the upper levels of the atmosphere where you see these orange colors. That represents energy that will help create showers and storms. We haven't seen a lot of this over the summer, but this energy is pushing south into our area and will be around through Monday, Tuesday. And so we keep rain chances going. Not only that, we have good moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. So deep tropical moisture, this green color represents very high moisture content, not only where we are, where it's humid, but all the way through the atmosphere. And what that can do for you is give you some really good rainfall. So any showers and storms that develop are very efficient. So let's look at the forecast for today. Really, it's just going to be a 20% chance for rain, a lot like yesterday where we get these pop-up isolated showers or storms. But as we get into Saturday, things begin to pick up. In the morning, not so much. Still a 20% chance for rain. So if you have that morning soccer game, looks okay. But by the afternoon, things will really begin to ramp up. And I think by the afternoon hours, 5 o'clock, we're talking about a 60% chance of rain here. And as I said, any one of these heavier storms can put down some very heavy rain. If that happens to fall over areas which have already seen good rainfall, then flooding could become a problem. Your rain chances on your Saturday, well, we ramp them up. So 9 a.m., 30% chance of rain, 11 a.m., 40% chance. But by 3 to say 7 p.m., we're looking at that good, decent chance of showers and storms. Sunday, we got a 60% chance of rain too. 84 on Monday, 50% chance of rain. So 3 days here where we have good opportunities. And then even next week, there still are some lingering chances. And as I said earlier, it's not going to rain all weekend. It's not going to be a complete washout by any stretch of the imagination, but there will be rain around. So if you have outdoor plans, be prepared to dodge some of these showers and storms.
Okay, we'll pack that umbrella.
Yeah.
Just glad the 6 works on your keyboard because we haven't seen a 6 on there in a long time.
Been a while. Been a while. Some of the best chances we've had in a long time.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Good. Time now, 4:52 and 76 degrees for now.
What was old is new again. We'll take you to what movies are headed back to the box office for this Labor Day weekend. Welcome back, 4:55. A new documentary about a tennis legend, plus some big movies are headed back to the weekend box office.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Is it all worth it? With the U.S. Open in full swing, you might want to learn a little more about ESPN commentator and tennis legend John McEnroe. The new documentary McEnroe will give you a little insight into what makes him tick.
You cannot be serious!
Including those on-court outbursts, which still fire him up.
Half these people that were on the court calling the lines, they'd be falling asleep or they'd be like old people. I'm like, how the hell did people think that they can see it better than I can see it? You know, I'm got 20/15 vision. And these people are insisting that I've gotten it wrong every time. You know, I've got to be right once in a while.
McEnroe debuts Sunday night on Showtime.
We can edit around that.
At the box office this weekend, only one new movie opening wide, the religious satire Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul, starring Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall, and a couple of big movies going back into theaters in order to juice the numbers this weekend, the blockbuster Spider-Man No Way Home, and the original Jaws. And don't forget, Saturday is the first ever National Cinema Day, with all movies $3 or under on thousands of screens. Saturday Night Live losing 3 more cast members ahead of the new season: Melissa Villaseñor, Alex Moffat, and Aristotle Attari. No reason given for the departures. And wishing Keanu Reeves a most excellent birthday today. He's 58, while actress Salma Hayek is 56. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Happy birthday. Time now, 4:57 and 76 degrees for now.
How a federal judge could soon give a boost to former President Trump's hopes for appointing an outside legal expert to review government records seized by the FBI.
And the next steps for ex-Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela following a guilty verdict of tampering with government records.
And once again, outside with the roads, 1604 Wiseman Boulevard. There is an accident there. Stephen Cavazos will be along in just a few minutes to give us an update on that situation and the rest of the highways around San Antonio. Coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
A big day for Uvalde CISD as the Coyotes take their home field for the first time this season.
For a victory after government records were seized by the FBI at his Florida home.
You accumulate a lot of over a term, and then all of a sudden you're leaving, and stuff gets packed up and sent.
Why the government says Trump lacks legal grounds to demand the return of presidential documents.
And taking a look outside with live cam, things are calm now, but we're expecting some heavy here and there throughout the weekend.
Will it affect high school football tonight?
Ah, interesting.
We'll find out. Good morning. It is Friday, September 2nd.
Happy Friday. Joining us. Yeah, let's go ahead and check in with Justin to find out the answer to your question there.
I think most of the games will be just fine this evening. You know, we do have some games, though, tomorrow night, on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Those may be a little more in question. We'll have to keep a close eye on the radar. There could be some lightning strikes as we get some heavier rain in here, I think, Saturday afternoon. If you're heading off to school, though, this morning, all looks good. Mostly cloudy. Temperatures are in the 70s to start. 76 southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. After school, 93. Could be an isolated storm, but we're keeping rain chances at 20% today. So, again, not a big deal. Let's look at the radar right now. We don't have much out there. We've got a little bit of activity to Mexico and parts of Uvalde County, but those storms will stay well west of us this morning. In the pollen count, if you missed it yesterday, molds were high, fall elms still moderate. These have been staying pretty steady, but with more rain on the way, you can probably expect molds to jump up some. Here's the KSAT 12-hour forecast. 78 at 8 o'clock. We'll go mostly cloudy through about lunchtime, 87 at noon. And then there's your 20% chance of rain, 94 at 4 o'clock, 94 5 p.m. Of course, the bigger story is that chance of rain both Saturday and Sunday. We're going to take another close inspection of the weekend forecast and Labor Day, too. All that's coming up here in just a few minutes, but let's get over to Stephen now. I think we've got a pretty big issue out there.
Yeah, this is over on the far west side of Bexar County. Thanks, Justin. 1604 there at Wiseman. You see those flashing lights, road flares, never a good sign. Well, let's go ahead and take you to this crash because what we know at this point is that it is reported in the southbound lanes there at loop 1604, not too far from West Military and Wiseman. So you could see that it's still a very active investigation. Of course, over on the northbound lanes of 1604, traffic is moving okay. In fact, there's really not a lot out there to show you in terms of the commute, but let's take you to the map anyways. As we give you that bird's eye view of the metro area, nothing major to talk about here in town, but it will be over here along this stretch of 1604. Again, as I mentioned, not far from West Military Drive. Now, our map is not picking up a buildup at this point. What we're seeing is just a lot of green, and that could be because the area is also, it's pretty quiet at this hour. However, TxDOT is also reporting that the southbound lanes of 1604 are closed off, so maybe people are taking a different route. But we take it back to TransGuide now. Well, this is a view that we have, but Katrina Weber is live there now. Katrina, we know that this involves a motorcycle. What other details does this entail?
Yes, good morning, Stephen. From what police tell us, it was a motorcyclist who was killed, a man in his 40s, in that crash. Now, as you mentioned, the lanes are still closed at this point, but it looks like investigators are starting to finish up their work here. We saw traffic investigators leave just a few minutes ago, as well as the medical examiner. The motorcycle is still here on the side of the highway. This was discovered by a passing driver right before 3 o'clock this morning. Now, if you hear music, that is coming from the motorcycle. It's still playing, the radio is still playing there. But the passing driver noticed that motorcycle on the side of the road, then noticed a man down in the grass. Police came, they arrived, they realized that the man actually had died. Now, the thing that they don't know is how this crash happened or even at what time this happened. They say he may have been here for some time because his body was down in the grass and not readily visible as people were passing by. But thankfully, someone did see him and did call it in. And again, police have been here ever since, investigating, trying to collect whatever evidence they can. But for right now, at least the last word we had from them is that they don't know how or when this situation happened. But again, it looks like they're finishing up their investigation, so it's possible they could reopen these southbound lanes pretty soon. Reporting live on the far west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you very much, Katrina. We are also going to be talking this morning about the Uvalde high school football team. The Coyotes taking the field at home for the first time this season tonight.
And that's right. Jonathan Cotto joins us live with a preview. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning, Stephanie, and good morning, David. And that's right, a big day for sure. As we know, nothing brings the community together like Friday night lights. And tonight, those lights will definitely be shining bright in Uvalde. And for that, we will be streaming Uvalde High School's first home game this season following the tragic events at Robb Elementary. This is our way of showing support for the community as they focus on healing and look towards the future. Our live stream begins at 6:30 with our pregame show. And then, of course, don't miss kickoff at 7. You can catch all the action on our digital and streaming platforms. And coming up next on Good Morning America, look for live coverage from Uvalde and some heartwarming stories and heartwarming surprises for the athletes. That all starts at 7 this morning. Reporting live, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. It is a verdict that sent shockwaves through Bexar County. Ex-Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela guilty on both counts of tampering with government records. Michelle Barrientos Vela entered the 226th District Court yesterday with no criminal record, only to walk out less than 8 hours later a convicted felon. Despite her high-powered defense team's best efforts to cast doubt on the state's case, a jury of the former constable's peers wasn't buying it, deliberating less than 4 hours before delivering a clear and concise verdict.
What this is a message to the community that we are going to hold elected officials accountable.
It's probably one of the hardest cases I've done in 32 years.
Barrientos Vela's courtroom ordeal is not over. She is scheduled to be back in the 226 later this month to begin the sentencing phase of her trial. However, it is likely Barrientos Vela will be given probation.
And the race for governor will be one of the biggest races during the upcoming November elections. You will have a chance to hear from both Democratic challenger Beto O'Rourke and incumbent Governor Greg Abbott. It will happen September 30th, and we will air it right here on KSAT 12. Now, this debate will take place in the border town of Edinburgh, where immigration is expected to be one of the topics of discussion.
And this morning, former President Donald Trump and the Justice Department are waiting to hear from a federal judge.
That's after an intense hearing over the classified documents the FBI retrieved from Mar-a-Lago. ABC's Justin Finch has the latest.
This morning, a federal judge could hand down a crucial decision in the fight over documents related to the FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence. The judge is contemplating whether to appoint a special master, an independent legal expert, to review the classified materials agents found during the search.
Are you confident the judge is going to rule in your favor?
Lawyers for Trump and the Justice Department faced off in the Florida courtroom yesterday, laying out arguments for how the documents should be handled. Trump's lawyers downplayed the criminal investigation, comparing the documents to an overdue library book. The Justice Department said Trump lost access to the hundreds of classified documents when he left office, adding government records were likely concealed by the Trump team and efforts were likely taken to obstruct the investigation. The judge indicating she is in favor of appointing a special master.
She had tough questions for each side. She asked the Trump attorneys why it took 2 weeks to make the request, and she asked DOJ attorneys, wasn't there a way to put a special master in place without stopping the ongoing intelligence assessment?
Yesterday, Trump repeated claims he was not to blame for any top secret documents leaving the White House.
You accumulate a lot of stuff over a term, and then all of a sudden you're leaving, and stuff gets packed up and sent. All sorts of stuff. You know, mostly the boxes, pictures and newspapers and shirts and gear and, you know, golf balls and just, it's a lot of stuff.
But the discovery of classified material at Mar-a-Lago is drawing criticism from some Republicans.
They should never be taken from the White House in the first place, but we just don't know the details yet.
Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Time now, 5:09 and 77 degrees for now.
Twitter says it is testing a new edit button, but so far it's only for a select set of customers. We'll tell you who gets that opportunity to use that button coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam, you may want to have your umbrella handy over the weekend, but right now it looks pretty good. We're at 77 degrees.
And there is a... Welcome back, 12 minutes after 5 o'clock. There is a different strategy being used to hire more bilingual teachers at the San Antonio Independent School District.
The district is recruiting teachers from Latin America in an effort to close the gap. Now, they will be a part of the district's dual language program, and students who are English speakers and Spanish speakers are placed in the same classrooms, learning the curriculum in both languages. Now, one second grade teacher from Nicaragua is among 23 Latin American teachers to join San Antonio ISD.
I felt like related because their families or their relatives are Latin American people, Mexican, or different countries. One day they decide to go and visit their families or relatives, they will be able to talk to them in their mother tongue in Spanish.
Now, all teachers obtained work visas and are still adapting to the U.S. Some left their loved ones at home, but they say they look forward to this opportunity.
514, 77 degrees.
Samsung's new Galaxy phone is bringing updated features to American customers. We're going to tell you about the lower price tag.
And a popular movie service is finally relaunching this weekend. We'll tell you which cities are going to get to view it first. Coming up.
Meet Febrez's Miracle Spray, Febreze Fabric Refresher. I literally use this every day to make my house smell amazing. After I make the bed, after I catch my dog on the couch, so I can wear my jacket or jeans one more time before I wash them again. It even makes shoes smell fresh. It doesn't cover up odors with scent, but actually eliminates them. Over 1,000 uses. Febreze Fabric Refresher.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all. Take Zysol at night.
What's better than the long weekend? Budget-boosting deals on denim. Like Levi's for kids starting at 40% off. Because when you shop at Kohl's, you stretch your dollar without settling for less. More style, more savings. Kohl's.
Twitter testing its long-awaited edit button. ABC's Rihanna Ali has the details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, the button social media users have asked for is finally here. Some Twitter users will be able to edit their Twitter typos. The edit button is being tested right now, so access will only be granted to Twitter Blue users, which costs $5 a month. Samsung is out with a new Galaxy phone that offers 5G and an ultra-high resolution, all for less than $300. The A23 model features a quad camera setup and is only available in black. And finally, MoviePass is about to hit theaters yet again. A beta version of the movie ticket subscription service will launch on Labor Day in Chicago, Kansas City, and Dallas. More cities will eventually be added. There are $10, $20, and $30 plans, allowing as many as 5 movies per month. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
Time now, 5:18. Go ahead.
All right, let's check in on traffic. Yeah, Stephen, we've already had something going on a Friday morning.
Yeah, not a great way to start the weekend, right? But we did check in with Katrina Weber. Last check, it did look like that scene was getting ready to clear out. But let's give you a quick look around town before we head out there, because Loop 410 at Fredericksburg, it's still very quiet as we take that drive around town and see just a lot of folks getting ready to drive off into the Labor Day weekend. Now, the good news here is that really nothing is going to slow drivers down because it's very early. Now, the other news, the bad news, I should say, was over here off Loop 1604 in the southbound lanes, not far from West Military Drive. A portion of that area was closed off due to a deadly crash involving a motorcycle. I was just talking to Katrina Weber right now, so it does look like some of the lanes are already reopening, and that's the good news. But of course, we're going to have more on that story throughout the day, so just stay with us. But let's go ahead and give you a look at the commute at 519. Nothing else to talk about this early in the morning, and that's great, especially if you are going to be traveling along 281, David, because there's going to be work that's going to continue out there Friday. Friday. There's going to be some bridge work taking place next Friday, I should say, 8 in the evening to 5 in the morning. We all see that construction that looms and obviously causes drivers some headaches and obviously causes delays. But just plan ahead, because this one will be overnight and last until the early hours of the morning. There'll be a full closure of the intersection right there at Wilderness Oak. But of course, you know where to find that information, ksat.com/traffic. You can head over there for all the closures that are going to be taking place in and around the Alamo City. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
And let's stick with the travel theme.
That is your graphic.
Yeah, well, I don't want to steal Steven's thunder here, though. But if you're hitting the roads this Labor Day weekend, I know a lot of people are. If you're heading up I-35, it won't be too bad. I think the farther north you go, this is Saturday, by the way, so we're talking tomorrow. The rain chance in Dallas about 30%, temperatures in the 90s. But as you head towards Houston, 90% chance of rain. Laredo, pretty good shot at some showers and storms tomorrow. Same story for the Valley. If you're heading west towards El Paso, it improves significantly as you head west. So you can kind of see where the problem areas are, but most of Texas is at least going to see a chance for rain. So I'll caution you there if you're going to be hitting the roads next couple days. Right now, we're at 77, mostly cloudy. Dew point is at 73. Southeasterly winds at about 6 miles per hour. 76 in Uvalde, 76 in Honda, 73 right now in Kerrville. And you'll find upper 70s for the most part here around San Antonio this morning. So warm and humid, of course. And the big picture, we see a little swirl up here. There's some energy starting to move into Texas. The rain right now across parts of Oklahoma, and then you still find some showers out across West Texas, which has been pummeled by rain. If you've seen some of the pictures out of Big Bend, they've actually had some flooding down there after a very hot, brutal summer. So things are definitely changing here. And let's look at the rain making energy in the upper parts of the atmosphere. So these orange colors here represent energy that's coming in, and it will be with us, I think, through Monday. So we'll have that upper level energy in place. And then we also have deep tropical moisture surging in from the Gulf of Mexico. So these two things combined give us two pretty big ingredients to at least get a decent shot at rain. And I think we have a legitimate shot both Saturday and Sunday. And as we look at the forecast here, just a 20% chance of rain today. So like yesterday, you'll see some of these isolated pop-ups. You see some of those growing towers during the afternoon hours, but they don't last very long and they don't cover a large area. As we get into Saturday morning, probably okay. We're still going to go with a 20% chance of rain. So those early morning soccer matches, you may be able to get those off, no big deal. But by noontime and into the afternoon, that's when we start to see a scattering of showers and storms, and we're going to bring the rain chances up to 60%. Tomorrow, this is kind of how it plays out. As I mentioned, by noontime, you start to see the rain chances ramping up, and it's the afternoon hours where we probably see our best chance of rain. It's not going to rain all weekend. This is not going to be one of those washout situations, but if you do have outdoor plans, just know you're going to be dodging some of this activity, and there could also be heavy rain in spots. 9 a.m., 79 degrees. By noontime, 87 today. And then by the afternoon, we're up around 94, 20% chance of rain for your Friday. But as we look at the extended forecast, Saturday and Sunday, there's that 60% chance of rain. 50% chance on Labor Day, by the way. So even some good chances then. We'll see some lingering rain, it looks like, through next week. But it has been pretty incredible to see these 7-day forecasts full of rain chances.
But 83 is like, that stands out now.
83.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just based on the fact that we're going to see clouds and rain. Should keep temperatures down.
Mm-hmm. We love the 80s.
Yes, we do.
In more ways than one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great decade. Not quite like the 70s.
Those
523s. Huh?
Those temps will be nice.
That was a good decade. 523, 77 degrees.
And a new show takes a closer look at a serious allegation against a famous Hollywood actor. But that's just one part of the docuseries.
Welcome back. It's 526. A new streaming series looks at the accusations against a once popular actor from a rich and famous family.
CNN's David Daniel has details in today's Hollywood Minute.
He pushes your boundaries a little bit at a time. You're his. Completely.
These are messages that are being sent literally within seconds of each other.
I mean, he said, I'm 100% a cannibal. I'm freaking out.
It was all he wanted to ever talk about.
The sexual assault allegations against actor Armie Hammer are just one part of the docuseries House of Hammer. Casey Hammer, Armie's aunt, says abuse is multi-generational in the Hammer family.
No one was held accountable for anything, and even to this day, people of power and wealth and privilege feel that they're above the law, and victims are afraid to come forward because, again, who's going to believe them? And they're going to be stopped and threatened. And so for the women that came forward in House of Hammer, they're so brave, and I applaud them.
House of Hammer premieres today on Discovery Plus. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Time out. By 27? You do the temperature.
77 degrees. We like saying that.
Yeah, we do. 77. And as new COVID boosters are soon becoming available, we're going to show you a new report that reveals an alarming snapshot of the pandemic's toll on students.
And the amount of time kids are spending on electric devices is growing. What a new study is saying about the real benefits of screen time.
And it's not uncommon for people to lose friends as they get older. And ahead on GMSA at 6, some things that you can do to make lasting friendships as an adult.
As the school year kicks off, new COVID boosters are now on the way to help kids stay healthy.
We finally have updated vaccines that do a better job of matching to the circulating variants.
And why it may take a little longer for the shots to be available for kids.
And outside with live cam. Ooh, chance of rain today, but the chance of rain really increases over the weekend. Justin Horn is standing by with your forecast. Literally, he is standing by right there.
He's right there. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. It's September 2nd. We are excited about the rain, and we're excited because it's Friday.
Watch this. See, Justin standing by.
Yes.
Right there.
Oh, okay.
He's not sitting down resting. No.
I'm here. I'm here for you. We're going to be here for you all weekend long. Have the KSAT weather app with you. We'll send out some push alerts and let you know what's going on here around San Antonio over the weekend. Right now, we've got mostly cloudy skies, 77 degrees. Dew point is at 73. Southeasterly winds at about 6. Feels like 78. It's another humid morning. And I'll tell you, Friday's going to be pretty quiet. We'll have some isolated showers and storms, much like we did yesterday, but they'll be few and far between. And the radar this morning does show a few showers and storms across parts of Uvalde County, but that's it. And I think a lot of that stays well west of San Antonio. So your KSAT 12-hour forecast, 10% chance of rain through the morning, even through the noon hour. Then we bring it up to 20% chance of rain during the afternoon. Partly cloudy skies, 94 the high temperature. And the heat index will be up in the mid to upper 90s. So yes, very similar to yesterday. What changes tomorrow? We get better moisture in here. We get some energy coming in, and that means better rain chances both Saturday and Sunday. We're going to time all that out for you, let you know how much rain we possibly could see. The numbers are pretty encouraging. We'll have more on that in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Steven now with some. Well, we've had some issues. Things are getting better, though.
Yeah, and if you're one of those folks right now watching GMSA and you have to turn off the TV and get out on the roadways, better news for you. You know, we've been talking about that crash off Loop 1604 over on the west side, but it looks like it's already cleared out. It was there off of 1604, but before we get to that, we really want to show you what the commute will look like for you there at 35 southbound at Main. You can see that it is getting a little bit busier. It's nothing too drastic, though, so it's a perfect opportunity to head out, grab a cup of coffee, grab a breakfast taco, and get ready to drive off into the Labor Day weekend. But we always want you to be aware of what's happening on the roadways. As Justin was mentioning, one of those issues that we tracked earlier was here off Loop 1604 southbound near West Military Drive. Now, we did know that the southbound lanes there were closed off, unfortunately, due to a deadly crash involving a motorcycle. And Katrina Weber is actually live there now. Katrina, better news to report.
Better news, a whole different scene from what we showed you a half hour ago. The road is fully open now. Police cleared this out maybe about 10 minutes ago. Now, the reason it was closed was because of a fatal accident. We have video from that time to show you. This happened just before 3 o'clock this morning. Police say that a passing driver happened to notice a motorcycle off to the side of the road, then noticed the driver of that motorcycle in the grass. Police arrived, they checked that man out and found out that he was dead, apparently as a result of a crash on the motorcycle. They don't know what happened exactly, nor do they know how long he was there. They believe he may have been on the side of the road for some time before anyone noticed. Again, a man in his 40s killed apparently in a motorcycle crash. Police don't know how it happened, and the road now back open completely. Reporting live on the far west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. A panel has just given a green light for updated COVID boosters that offer protection against the newest variants.
ABC's Ariel Reshef talks about when the shots will be available.
A CDC panel voting to recommend new Omicron-specific booster shots.
13 yeses and 1 no.
Those Pfizer and Moderna vaccines, redesigned to target the BA4 and BA5 subvariants, are expected to roll out as soon as this weekend.
We finally have updated vaccines that do a better job of matching to the circulating variant.
COVID is still killing more than 400 Americans a day, but just 1/2 of eligible people have gotten their first booster.
We're not going to eradicate COVID-19, but we have to do what we can to hedge our behavior against any potential infections, fall surge, and also long COVID.
The new booster for children under 12 years old won't come for at least another month or two. And as kids head back to school, an alarming snapshot of COVID's toll on students. National testing for 9-year-olds revealed scores for math down 7 points and 5 points for reading since the pandemic, the largest margin in more than 30 years. And the new data shows vulnerable students are falling furthest behind, with scores plunging 4 times lower than their top-performing classmates.
We need to make sure that we're paying attention to which kids have been hardest hit, kids in high poverty schools, Black, Hispanic, Indigenous students, students that were lower achieving to begin with, and making sure those kids are receiving supports proportional to their need.
Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
This morning, reports of sexual assault in the military up 13%. The biggest jump is in the Army, which saw those reports spike nearly 26% over the last fiscal year. In the Navy, sexual assault reports are up more than 9%, while the Air Force and Marines saw increases of about 2%. In total, more than 8,800 incidences were reported. A confidential survey suggests the actual number of unwanted sexual contact may be several times higher than what victims report.
And the first Artemis mission tomorrow is an unmanned test flight, but that doesn't mean it is empty. Some pretty high-tech test dummies are taking the first ride on NASA's system rocket. One of them will help the Orion spacecraft around the moon wearing a special survival suit the real astronauts will also have. It is designed to keep them alive for 6 full days in an emergency. Now, the suit is also outfitted with the sensors that will measure the type of deep space radiation that exists beyond the moon. Another mannequin is modeled after a woman, which will give scientists a better idea of how radiation impacts the female body. Artemis 1 is scheduled to launch tomorrow after last week's launch was scrubbed.
It is now 5:37 and 77 degrees.
And health investigators are looking into an E. coli outbreak at Wendy's in several states. We're going to tell you about the problem ingredient and how many are sick because of it.
And why new research shows that screens may not be as bad for kids as first thought.
And taking a look outside with live cam starting at 77. It's going to be hot and humid today, but hopefully that will pay off into some rain. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. According to the American Heart Association, kids under 18 are on screens for more than 7 hours a day. Previous research said too much screen time could be harmful to a child's development.
However, as Ursula Perry reports, a new study shows it may actually help your child's IQ.
Tablets, phones, computers, TVs. The number of screens in the average American household is growing, and so is the amount of time that kids are spending on them.
Probably right now because we're at home a lot, 2 to 4 hours a day.
And video games. Video games take up a big portion of their time. Xbox, PlayStation 4, 5.
But what is all that screen time doing to their brains? Some research suggests that it's negatively impacting their cognitive development.
This happens with every kind of new cognitive adjacent technology, is that we look at it and say, oh, this is going to somehow disrupt our cognitive abilities, our smarts.
But what is all that screen time doing to their brains? Some research suggests that it's negatively impacting their cognitive development. But researchers in Sweden say screens may not be as bad for kids' brains as previously thought. In a study where they followed 5,000 kids for up to 2 years, they found those who played video games for more than 1 hour increased their IQ by 2.5 points. They also found no major negative or positive effects from watching TV or using social media. That isn't to say that there aren't negative effects at all, but when it comes to people's intelligence,
the arguments that they are making us dumber don't hold up.
The researchers only studied screens and their effect on children's intelligence. They did not study other things that are important, things like sleep, well-being, physical activity, and school performance. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
542, 77 degrees.
And the rates for mortgages is on the way up again, while chief economist says it may still lead to a drop in prices. And welcome back. It is 5:44 in your morning consumer headlines. Mortgage rates are on the rise again. Freddie Mac reports a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage now averages slightly higher this week compared to the week before. Now, experts say this is due in part to comments from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. Last Friday, Powell noted the central bank is focused on fighting to reduce inflation. Freddie Mac's chief economist says the aggressive stance helped drive rates higher and will likely lead to a slowdown in home sales and pressure to drop prices.
The CDC says 97 illnesses have been reported in 6 states as a result of an E. coli outbreak linked to Wendy's restaurants. Because the illness may be connected to romaine lettuce used in sandwiches, the hamburger chain is making adjustments to its supply. The 6 states linked to the E. coli outbreak: Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Thankfully, no cases reported here in Texas, at least so far. There have been no deaths reported, but 43 people have had to go to the hospital.
And looking at Highway 90 at Couples, things look pretty good this morning. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Well, yeah, we always talk about US 90. It's one of those major areas that people travel through. In fact, I was driving through there yesterday, and traffic is always so busy there. But the good news is right now would be a perfect opportunity to travel into or from the Alamo City on US 90. Just remember to drive safe. Let's give you that look around town, though. I-10 at Days of Allah. There's Hackberry. You can see it's still pretty light at this hour, but we know in the next hour or so, we're going to see a lot more folks out there, especially with Labor Day weekend approaching. We do have people that may be heading out of town, or hey, maybe they're coming to visit us here in the Alamo City. Regardless, drive safe. Nothing major slowing you down at this point, and always be on the lookout. We did have one incident, a sad incident, I should say, off 1604 over on the far west side of Bexar County that involved a deadly motorcycle crash. Now, we're going to have more on that story. Katrina Weber will actually in the next hour of GMSA, but for now, it does look like that area has already cleared out, and what we're showing you is just a lot of green on the screen, which is great to see this early in the morning, but always plan ahead because active construction continues to take place. Loop 1604 on the northwest side of San Antonio. We talked about how these barriers are going to be relocated, but that work will actually begin on Thursday, September 8th, so there's still plenty of time to plan ahead for that. It's going to last a full week and should wrap on Thursday, September 15th, so mark your calendars. So overnight, 9 in the evening to 5 in the morning, that's when we'll see that eastbound entrance ramp full closure from La Cantera Parkway. So that information, of course, you know where to find it, ksat.com/traffic. You can head over there for the latest on all the closures that are taking place right now and into the early days of September. We're going to have more on that a little bit later on, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. And it felt like it was a crazy summer with temperatures all over the triple digits. I guess shows right there.
You're right. The summer was pretty wild. We take the meteorological summer, which is June, July, and August, just so we can keep the numbers consistent. And what that tells us, those 3 months combined, that 2022 was the hottest on record, 88.1. We just beat out 2011 and 2009. And that was mainly, June and July, right? Because August got a little bit better towards the end. Despite the cooler temperatures towards the end of August, we still set the record for the warmest summer on record. Pretty impressive. Let me take you out to the tropics real quick because we haven't looked at the tropics yet this morning, and we do have some issues out there. So we have Tropical Storm Danielle that's moving away into cooler waters. This particular system, which is, well, it's good for days, but still has not turned into a tropical depression. It is expected to move north into the Atlantic. Probably won't be a big deal. In fact, it'll probably just follow Danielle right out into open waters. And we still have another system behind that could develop, but nothing that is headed towards Texas. One thing we do have, though, is tropical moisture, not necessarily a tropical system, but tropical moisture that continues to feed in. And that's going to allow for some good rain chances over the weekend. 77 degrees at the airport, Stinson, and Kelly, 75 at Randolph. In the KSAT 12-hour forecast today, not much of a rain chance this morning, but as we get into the afternoon, we will pick up rain chances just a little bit, 20%. Still a hot day. Yesterday we got up to 93. We're forecasting 94 today. So today compares to yesterday, I mean, it's basically the same. It's tomorrow where things start to change a little bit because we've got some energy up here across North Texas. That sinks south. That combines with that tropical moisture I was talking about, and that's going to give us those rain chances. So let's walk you through the forecast here. Just a 20% chance today. This model paints a couple of isolated showers or storms during the afternoon. And then by tomorrow, that's when we start to see activity begin to increase. Now, I think in the morning there's not going to be a lot out there, but by the afternoon, as the energy sinks into the area, we start to bring rain chances up. And by 5 o'clock on Saturday, a 60% chance of rain. It won't be raining the whole time, but some of these heavier downpours are going to put down some good rainfall totals, I think. And that'll be the case on Sunday, too. So the rain chances tomorrow, this is how they play out. 30% chance 9 a.m., 50% chance 1 p.m., and then we bring in that 60% chance by the afternoon and evening hours. How much rain could we get? Now, this is cumulative through Wednesday. So we're talking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday here. All of this added up together, some indications that we could be looking at 2 to 4 inches in some cases, which is pretty incredible. It's been a long time since we've been talking about numbers like this. And I think the farther south you go, the bigger the numbers will be. Further north you go, the lower the totals. At least that is the trend right now. But everyone is in line to at least see something out there with showers and storms. Again, in the forecast, both Saturday and Sunday with some pockets of heavy rain. 60% chance both days. And then on Labor Day, we're talking a 50% chance. Even Tuesday, 40% chance of rain. And notice what those clouds and those rain chances do for our temperatures. 83 right now on Sunday, 84 on Monday. It's not until the middle part of next week that we get back into the 90s.
So if you're going anywhere tomorrow, take your poncho, take your rain gear with you just in case.
Yeah, just in case. And I had a lot of people asking me about the coast, shaping up to be about the same. It'll be some rain down there too. So it's not ideal beach weather, I don't suppose, but that's just the way it's playing out.
Yeah, I usually like that. I like the overcast weather at the beach, but I guess maybe I'm alone.
Well, you know.
You like it too, Stephen?
It's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
And watch when you open that umbrella. There might be something like hanging out in it because you hadn't opened it in a while.
Okay, well, I hadn't thought about that.
A new friend.
That's why I'm here. A little
good advice, David. Good advice.
Mud dauber nest or something if it's been outside. The last time you used your umbrella.
Well, I did recently.
See, I'm here to help.
Thank you.
5:51 and 77 degrees.
A sequel to Clerks, a David Bowie documentary, and the return of Avatar. We're going to give you a first look at the movies coming to theaters this month.
Let's check out some lottery winning numbers as we go to break. Pick 3, 0, 9, 7, Fireball 7, and your daily 4 is 3, 5, 6, 9. Fireball is 0.
Cash 5, 9, 10, 12, 15, 29, and your Texas two-step. 17, 21, 22, 34, bonus ball 20. Good luck.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the reaction to President Biden's speech, calling on Americans to fight threats to democracy as former President Trump's lawyers face off against the Justice Department in court. And the CDC approved new COVID boosters. Who can get them and when they'll be widely available? Plus, our final concert of the summer, Black Eyed Peas, ready to rock Central Park. That and so much more on GMA.
Hey, Gigi.
I don't think she likes you.
Oh, she likes me. She just doesn't know it yet.
September movie season starts with Gigi and Nate. Inspired by a true story about a young man bonding with his simian service animal, Gigi and Nate arrive in theaters Friday.
Somebody get over! That's how we did it in the 90s, son!
Kevin Smith reopens the Quick Stop in Clerks 3. After suffering a massive heart attack, Clerk Randall decides to make a movie about his life and the customers of the convenience store. Clerks 3 is a special event release playing for 6 nights only via Fathom Events, starting September 13th and running through the 18th.
Neighbors want to know whose shirts you wear.
I have a
since I was 16. I was determined would have the greatest adventure only one person could ever have.
The life of David Bowie is told through his own words in Moon Age Daydream. The kaleidoscopic documentary delves into Bowie's legacy and beyond, with a soundtrack featuring previously unheard performances and mixes created for the film. Ziggy Stardust, along with other Bowie personas, hit the screen September 16th.
You have a strong heart, no fear.
With the long-awaited sequel Avatar: The Way of Water finally arriving later this year, the original Avatar is soaring back into cinemas, now in 4K resolution. Movie fans can journey back to Pandora when Avatar returns to theaters September 23rd. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
The Public Theater San Antonio is ready to start its first full season with a new executive artist director. The show American Mariachi is set to open next week. It is the first show in the theater's 100-year history to be written by a Latin American playwright. You can read more about that on our website, KSAT.com. Still ahead on our next hour of GMSA, the November election just 2 months away and political parties are taking aim at each other. We'll look at which battleground states are up for grabs. Plus, we are tracking a case that seems like it's taken straight from a Law and Order episode. We'll tell you what this man did to land behind bars. And Katrina Weber is live on the scene of a crash that could impact your morning commute. We'll hear from her coming up in just a few minutes. And as we go to break, speaking of traffic, here's a look at Trans Guide. Other than that one accident this morning or crash, things look pretty good. Stephen Cavazos is here. He'll get you updated on your Friday commute. And Justin Horn's got your weather forecast coming up.
A passing driver makes a sad discovery on this local highway. A motorcyclist dead on the side of the road. I'll tell you why police say others may have driven right past him without stopping.
And it is a social media button it seems like everyone has been asking for, but there's a catch. We'll tell you how you can get access to Twitter's edit feature.
And taking a look outside with live cam, calm and quiet for this Friday morning. We're at 77 degrees for now.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. We have made it to Friday. No, it's just the beginning of Friday, but it still is Friday.
Yes, happy Friday. Thanks for joining us. We're pumped up about that. And we're also still pumped up about the rain that we're hoping for this weekend.
Looks like this weekend could be some good downpours.
Yes. And San Antonio, by and large, these last few times it's rained, has kind of missed out on the rain. So I've had a lot of people asking me, like, this time it's going to rain good, right? There's a pretty good chance for that. I think area-wide of some showers and storms. So let's look at some of the headlines here as we go into this afternoon. Just some isolated stuff. That's all we're expecting, 20% chance of rain. But by Saturday afternoon, that's when rain chances really start to pick up. How much rain can we see? I'd say 1 to 2 inches on average, but we're going to see more in spots. And as we look down the line, by the time we get into, say, Monday or Tuesday, we could see some of those rainfall totals really starting to add up. Is it going to rain all weekend? No, but there are more good rain chances on Sunday. It'll still be scattered activity. There'll be times when it's not raining and you can get some outdoor activities in, but the chances of rain are pretty good. 77 right now, mostly cloudy. Dew point is at 74. Southerly winds at about 6 miles per hour. We already have a feels like number at 78. Radar doesn't give us much. We've got pretty quiet conditions around San Antonio. There are some storms in northern parts of Uvalde County, but those are well west of San Antonio. We don't expect any rain here this morning. Football forecast tonight. There could be a couple of isolated storms, which we'll keep an eye on that. Otherwise, kickoff at 90 degrees at kickoff, 84 degrees at halftime. And southeasterly winds around 5 to 10 miles per hour. More on the rain. Again, we'll time out that weekend for you coming up here in just a few minutes. But let's get over to Steven now. Check in on that Friday morning commute.
Hey, things are looking great over here. Justin, 35 at New Braunfels. If you are one of those early bird commuters, you are in luck because nothing has been reported there on the roadways that is going to slow you down. There is Carolina. You can see there traffic's moving into the Alamo Dome is well lit. And so great view as you drive off into this Labor Day weekend. But always remember, keep your focus and eyes on the road. thankfully, as I mentioned, there is really nothing that is showing any slowdowns, any red or yellow building on our map, just a lot of green, as you can see it right there. What we've been doing is talking about all this construction taking place over the months, days in September. We're going to have more on that before the weekend gets here, but we want to make sure that you plan ahead. So if you are also going to be traveling into the Alamo City, there's also nothing slowing you down there, especially from these communities. Still pretty green on I-10 westbound coming in from Seguin. It's a 29-minute drive time for you, 33 minutes, 87 northbound if you're heading up from Lavernia, so don't rush out there. 28 minutes if you are traveling up from Flotusville, and this are the usual timestamps that we see around this time. So if there is anything major to slow you down, of course, those times would go up. But right now, everything looks pretty good. And back here on TransGuide, things look great there at I-10 at Hackberry, but it has been a pretty busy morning. There have been other things we've been talking about. We're obviously going to talk about that a little bit later on, but as we get one last look there, things are moving just fine. David, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. San Antonio police say an alert driver gets the credit for helping them discover the body of a motorcyclist on a far west side highway.
The driver spotted the biker overnight in the grass along Loop 1604 near West Military. Katrina Weber is there with a live for us. So what have police shared with you about his death, Katrina?
Well, right now it seems that they're looking at this as a fatal crash, that the man did die as a result of the crash. It happened here on the southbound lanes of Loop 1604 near West Military, but exactly when and how it happened are questions that police still haven't been able to answer. Now, they did spend several hours here looking for clues. They had the highway shut down while they investigated overnight. Police say that passing driver first noticed the motorcycle before 3 this morning, then spotted the man in the grass nearby. When officers arrived, they discovered that he was dead. The police say they have no idea how long he had been there. Because he was in the grass, he went unnoticed by many other drivers. And they're still trying to figure out exactly what caused the crash and what went wrong for him on the road. They told us that the man who was killed was in his 40s, but so far we have not been able to get his name from police just yet. Reporting live on the far west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. One person dead this morning, 2 others hurt after a single-engine plane crashed just north of Houston. It happened last night near the airport in Spring. Authorities say the plane went down after it lost power. 2 men and a woman were on board the plane. One died at the hospital. No one on the ground was hurt. The victims' identities have not been released. At this time, it's still unclear why the plane lost power. And a near mid-air collision captured on video between a Cessna jet and a Delta passenger plane just after that plane took off from Orlando International Airport. That story coming up on Good Morning America at 7 right here on KSAT 12.
The race for governor will be one of the biggest races during the upcoming November elections. Now, you're going to have a chance to hear from both Democratic challenger Beto O'Rourke and incumbent Governor Greg Abbott. It will happen on September 30th, and we will air that right here on KSAT 12. This debate will take place in the border town of Edinburgh, where immigration is expected to be one of the topics of discussion. Our Steve Spriester will be part of the panel of questioners. And ahead of those crucial midterm elections, President Biden delivered a primetime speech in Pennsylvania last night where he called for unity. We're going to have more on that coming up a little later on GMSA.
And topping your morning consumer headlines, Wall Street watching new jobless numbers with more signs of a continuing tight U.S. labor market. First-time claims last week dropping to the lowest level in 2 months. The government says filings dropped 5,000 from the week before. The 4-week moving average shows claims for benefits falling to a 7-week low. There are almost 2 openings out of every working job for Americans.
And Starbucks has a new CEO for former PepsiCo executive Laxman Narasimhan. He was most recently CEO of Reckitt, maker of Lysol Cleaner, Enfamil formula, and other products. He will work closely with interim CEO Howard Schultz, who calls him uniquely qualified to lead the company. Starbucks opposes an ongoing unionization effort by its workers nationwide, and Narasimhan has worked with unions at Reckitt, where 23% of its employees were unionized at the end of 2021. Now, it is the button social media users have asked for. Some Twitter users will be able to edit their tweet typos. The edit button is being tested right now, and access will only be granted to Twitter Blue users, which costs $5 a month.
In their first match together in over 4 years and 25 years after their debut as a pair at the tournament, Venus and Serena Williams unable to rediscover their signature magic and lost in the first round of the U.S. Open doubles last night. The pair struggled to find momentum after losing the tightly contested 72-minute first set in a tiebreaker. After going down a break and falling into a deficit to start the second set, they fought back to win 3 of the next 4 games, but ultimately not enough.
Time now 6:08 and 77 degrees for now.
Still ahead on GMSA was an investigation that lasted nearly a year. We'll tell you how social media played a role in tracking the suspect down.
President Biden cautioning the country in a primetime speech Thursday that is drawing the ire of Republicans this morning. The details from Washington.
And taking a look outside with live cam, we are expecting hot and humid, but it's Friday. Enjoy your day, even though we're getting to the 90s once again. We'll be right back. And as the crucial November midterm elections get closer, President Joe Biden is calling for unity.
The president also has some criticism of his predecessor and so-called MAGA Republicans.
ABC's Justin Finch has more on the president's primetime address to the nation.
Good morning. President Biden delivering a sharp speech Thursday from the steps of Philadelphia's Independence Hall, where the framers drafted and adopted the U.S. Constitution. More than 200 years later, Biden there cautioning the country.
I've come to this place where it all began to speak as plainly as I can to the nation about the threats we face.
From Independence Hall, where the foundation of the nation's Constitution and democracy was forged, the president with this warning.
But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country. Not every Republican embraces their extreme ideology.
An ideology, he says, would take the country backwards.
Backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love.
Biden's remarks come days after he accused some Republicans of embracing semi-fascism by following Trump. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy said Biden should have apologized for that comment and criticized his leadership.
President Biden has chosen to divide, demean, and disparage his fellow Americans. Why? Simply because they disagree with his policies. That is not leadership.
Thursday's primetime Philadelphia speech marks the president's second stop of 3 in Pennsylvania this week. The Keystone State is one of the key battlegrounds as both parties look ahead to November. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Time now 6:14.
All right, let's check in with traffic. Had a little incident earlier this morning. What does it look like now?
Well, thankfully, that area has cleared out. And as we get a look around town, what we are seeing more of is obviously a commute. You can see a lot more folks out there this early. 37 at Hackberry. This is that hour where things really start to change. And if you were with us, we did have an incident that was reported off of Loop 1604. Katrina Weber did talk to us about that earlier. The good news is that area is already cleared out. But 410 at Fredericksburg definitely looks like traffic is already picking up, and there at Starcrest we also are seeing some heavy traffic this early in the morning. But the good news is we're not spotting slowdown, just a busier commute, and that's always expected. But as we know, people are getting ready to drive off into the Labor Day weekend. If you have to stop at the gas station, let's check out those gas prices as reported by AAA as of today. Now here in Bexar County, the average gas price is $3.21. Then in Kendall County, we're looking at $3.32, and for our neighbors up in Guadalupe County, $3.18. So again, if you plan on heading out of town, or maybe you have friends that are traveling elsewhere, make sure to know what to expect when you head to the gas station. These are today's AAA gas prices. And of course, back here on TransGuide I-10 at De Zavala, we are seeing traffic pick up already at Hackberry. A little quiet there, but we're going to be watching the roads closely. I did fill up my car yesterday right by the station, and I felt like there was a little bit more relief after doing so. But
that's good news.
Yeah.
I need to fill up today.
Oh, yeah.
Before my husband gets mad at me.
You know, are you one of those last minute people?
Yes.
You just wait till you really absolutely need it?
Yes.
It's okay. Hey, we're here to support you. There are the gas prices.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much.
You test how far you can go.
Well, I don't test it. I just I guess I better fill up kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with gas prices lower, there's some reports out saying a lot of people are going to be traveling this weekend. If you're one of those people, we want to get your forecast if you're traveling across the state. I-35 tomorrow, if you're traveling up towards Dallas, expect to run into at least a little bit of rain, although rain chances are lower up around Dallas-Fort Worth. They are significantly higher if you head east on I-10 towards Houston. 90% chance of rain tomorrow. Laredo has a pretty good chance of rain. The Valley, Brownsville, McAllen, pretty good chance of rain. El Paso, as you go west, the chances fall off there as well. But temperatures will be in the 80s and 90s. Rain's going to be pretty widespread across the state. So, yes, there certainly could be some wet highways if you have plans to get out on the roads this weekend, especially tomorrow. 77 right now, mostly cloudy. Dew point is at 74. Southerly winds at about 6 miles per hour. If you're sending the kids out the door this morning, they probably don't need the umbrella. You probably don't need the umbrella, but I'd suggest go ahead and sticking it in the car because you may want it tomorrow and you may want it Sunday, even into Monday. So the forecast for today, 20% chance of rain at 2 p.m., 91, 94 by 5 p.m., and there's your 20% chance of rain as we go into the afternoon. So just isolated stuff today, very similar to yesterday. And here's the setup. We do have some rain still out across parts of West Texas, the Big Bend, which has been seeing quite a bit of rain, some showers there this morning, and that area of rain snakes up towards Dallas and parts of Oklahoma and Arkansas. But this energy sinks south. So that's one component to all of this. This is upper level energy. So these orange colors represent energy in the upper parts of the atmosphere that can help generate some rain. That is around through Monday into Tuesday. So we have that. Plus, as we look at moisture in the atmosphere, this darker green color represents some deep tropical moisture. So that's moving in conjunction with that. And those two things together are two pretty big ingredients to get some decent rain around the area, which is why we think rain chances go up. Let's look at the forecast here. 20% chance of rain today. This is around 5 p.m. Then as we get into tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock, doesn't show much out there, so early morning plans could be okay. But as we get towards noontime, we start to bring the rain chances up, and by the afternoon, we're talking a 60% chance of rain on your Saturdays. So, yeah, early the rain chances aren't great, but by the afternoon, they really do pick up, and there could be some pockets of heavy rain mixed in there. How much rain? Well, this is cumulative, okay? So we're going all the way through Wednesday morning. Over time, we could see these totals really jump up, maybe 1 to 2 inches in spots. You go south to San Antonio, maybe 2 to 4, even up to 5 inches in some cases. Now, not everyone is going to see numbers like this because of the nature of this activity. It'll be heavy rain in spots and maybe not so much in other places. But this is just kind of a broad brush general idea. We think the numbers will be pretty good. And we do have to watch for areas that have already seen quite a bit of rain. If we do get some more heavy rain on top of that, there could be some flooding issues, something we'll keep close tabs on this weekend. 86 tomorrow, 60% chance of rain, 60% chance Sunday, 50% chance Monday, and then maybe some lower chances next week, but still some opportunities nonetheless. And kind of the message we've been passing along all morning, no, it's not going to be raining all weekend. This is not a complete washout, but you do need to be aware that there will be times where rain will be around, and this is some of the best rain chances we've had in a while, guys.
Well, that's good news. It's just a good idea to have that umbrella and just keep it packed.
I agree.
Thank you, Justin. You're going to test your umbrella first, David.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Might be a hole in it or something. 619 is 77 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA tonight, we are live streaming Uvalde's first home football game since a tragedy that struck Robb Elementary. We'll get you ready for the big game.
Why hide your skin? If Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By hitting eczema where it counts, Dupixent helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
And that means long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief for adults. With Dupixent, you can show more skin with less eczema.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can change how your skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice. Talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
In this morning's GMA First Look, ABC News exclusive video showing a near mid-air collision caught on camera at the Orlando International Airport. Watch the video from inside a single-engine Cessna. That's a Delta 757 taking off nearby. The Cessna's pilot, Malik Clark, took evasive action, avoiding a disaster.
Immediately, I turned right, and I climbed as steeply as I could, because the Boeing 757 from Delta has a much higher climb rate than the aircraft that I was flying.
Clark had just taken off nearby and says he was instructed to overfly the runway where the Delta flight was taking off. Both pilots saw each other.
090, we saw it. We saw the guy coming. So we just flew 150 now, but they give us 090 up to 2000.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on the travel crunch as we head into the holiday weekend. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
The Uvalde Coyotes are ready to take their home field for the first time this season and for the first time since the tragic incident in Robb Elementary back in May. And we are going to be live streaming the entire game for you. It's our effort to keep Uvalde strong by being there with the Coyote fans to focus on the healing and the future of that community. No better place to start than with high school football. Our live stream begins at 6:30 with a pregame show with Uvalde hosting Eagle Pass win to follow. And coming up on Good Morning America today, coverage from Uvalde continues ahead of their big game, and there's going to be a special moment you will not want to miss. Week 2 of big game coverage already kicked off last night. Veterans Memorial played host to Taft at Rutledge Stadium in Converse. The Patriots down by 3 in the third, but they are inside the Taft 10-yard line. Quarterback Christopher Irving to Desmond Roberts. You see him stretch that thing over? Yeah, all pumped up now. He got that ball over the goal line for the touchdown. Patriots back on top for a minute, but the final from Converse, 45-35 Taft. It was a packed house at Gus's Stadium last night. Watch Marshall taking on the Radio United. Game tied at 14 in the second when the Longhorns go on a stampede from the 7-yard line. Running back Edward Salazar slices through the Marshall defense for the touchdown. The final from there, Laredo United takes it, though, 28-17. And a reminder, if you missed any of the high school football action tonight, we've got you covered on Instant Replay. You're home for all of your sports game schedules and highlights. It's the best sports coverage in town, and it airs on Sunday night at 11, right after the KSAT 12 Night Beat.
That's right. It's going to be busy today and tomorrow.
Busy weekend.
Right. Time now, 6:26 and 76 degrees for now.
And still coming up on GMSA, a recap of the trial of ex-constable Michelle Berrientos and the verdict that sent shockwaves through Bexar County.
And are you going to the big Spurs game at the Alamo Dome? Well, we're going to have a preview for you.
Hear it? You hear it? Alarms going off all over town. People getting up, looking out the window, looking at the TV, going, hey, what's it look like out there? Well, it's a little cloudy right now. A little chance of rain, but not much today. But wait for the weekend to come rolling around. Ooh, get ready.
We are ready. Hey, happy Friday. It is September 2nd. Thank you so much for joining us.
Do you hear those alarms going off? Get up! It's Friday! Yeah. Come on!
Ours went off a lot earlier, but that's okay.
Yeah, you had to bring out I nearly took my phone and threw it this morning when the alarm went off.
And there's people doing that right now.
I'm sure.
Going, I don't want to get up today. It's been a week. Friday.
But we're heading into a long weekend, potentially, if you have Monday off. We've got some rain chances, too. That's something to be excited about, with some decent shots at rain Saturday and Sunday. Not so much today. We're seeing a few showers out west. Some stars across parts of northern Valverde County, parts of Mexico, but nothing here around San Antonio. And I don't think we're going to see a whole lot today like yesterday. Some isolated showers and storms, certainly possible, but it's not going to be widespread this afternoon. If you missed the pollen count, molds are high, 1,940. Fall elm is moderate at 160. We'll get that pollen count in here in about an hour or so. Once we do, we'll pass it along to you right away. Rain chances today, pretty small through the morning time, but we do bump them up to a 20% chance this afternoon. 94 is your high temperature. That's about where we were yesterday. We're still waiting on those changes, but they arrive Saturday and Sunday. Again, we're going to bring you the the timing of some of those rain chances, let you know how much rain we could potentially expect and how long those rain chances last. And it does go into next week. More on that in just a bit. But let's get over to Stephen now with a look at your morning commute. Things are starting to pick up, I'm guessing.
Yeah, they're picking up, but you know what? It's been an easy morning for me because really there's just been not a whole lot to talk about out there here on the roadways. We're getting a view at 1604 at Military. Very quiet right now, and this is important because if you are one of those early bird commuters, you have to know what's happening out there. But right now, you are in the clear to at Hackberry. Looks pretty clear right there, and as we get a look around town, 35 at Main, it is getting busy. So every different shot is going to show you something different. We know some areas tend to pick up more than others, but either which way, make sure to know what to look out for. We take you to the map, and as what we've been showing you, it's been a copy and paste kind of morning. And by that, I mean, really the map has pretty much stayed the same. We've not seen any slowdown. We've not seen any major closures. We did have one earlier, and in fact, we'll get to that story a little bit later on in the newscast. But as you can see, nothing major is going to slow down the commute at this point. Let's take a look at those travel times, because if your destination is the Alamo City, well, you are in luck. That journey from Bernie on I-10 eastbound is 24 minutes right now. 281 southbound, no need to hurry. If you are coming in from Bulverde, it's 27 minutes, and not too awful traveling in from New Braunfels with 26 minutes on I-35 southbound. So these three travel times look pretty good, and traffic looks pretty good here at US 90 at Couples, one of the busier spots around town. But always remember to drive safe. We're going to continue to watch roads closely and have those updates right here on GMSA. David, Steph?
Thanks, Stephen. Things have gone deadly wrong for a man on a motorcycle. He was killed in a crash on the far west side. San Antonio police say a passing driver noticed his body overnight in a grassy area along Loop 1604 near West Military.
Katrina Weber is there live. And Katrina, you mentioned earlier that police believe he may have been there for some time before anyone noticed.
Well, they told us they don't know exactly how long that man was down here on the ground. Now, he was in the grass, and police say it's possible that many people were able to drive right by without ever noticing him. But fortunately, one driver did notice him, and that person first noticed the motorcycle down on the grass before 3 this morning, then spotted the man lying nearby. Officers arrived, determined that man, who was in his 40s, was dead. Police told us they're not exactly sure when this crash happened or how it happened. They made no mention, though, of any other vehicles being involved, but they did spend several hours here trying to learn whatever they could about this crash. Now, during that time, the highway was shut down for several hours while police did their investigation. They were looking for whatever clues they can about this crash, and it did reopen about an hour ago. Reporting live on the far west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New this morning, a man is in jail after a human trafficking investigation that's lasted almost a year. Sharon Hughes is accused of trafficking a 16-year-old girl, which is a first-degree felony. And the girl vanished last June in San Antonio before police found her last October. Police were able to track down Hughes after months of witness interviews, looking through Facebook posts and hotel records.
It is a verdict that surprised a lot of people throughout Bexar County. Ex-Constable Michelle Barrientos Vela guilty on both counts of tampering with government records. Michelle Barrientos Vela entered the 226th District Court yesterday with no criminal record, only to walk out less than 8 hours later as a convicted felon. Despite her high-powered defense team's best efforts to cast doubt on the state's case, a jury of the former constable's peers wasn't buying it, deliberating less than 4 hours before delivering a clear and concise verdict.
What this is a message to the community that we are going to hold elected officials accountable.
It's probably one of the hardest cases I've done in 32 years.
Barrientos Vela's courtroom ordeal is not over. She is scheduled to be back in the 226th District Court later this month to begin the sentencing phase of her trial. However, prosecutor Dawn McGraw says it's likely Barrientos Vela will just be given probation.
The first doses of the updated COVID boosters are already being shipped. Pfizer says it started sending out doses earlier this week when the FDA approved the new boosters, which target the Omicron variants. Now, the CDC signed off on those boosters yesterday, so eligible Americans could get one as early as next week. The CDC recommends getting one 2 months after your most recent COVID vaccine. Moderna is approved for use in those 18 and older. Pfizer will be available to children as young as 12. However, the CDC says it expects to recommend the updated boosters for younger children in the coming weeks. A new report shows the negative impact the coronavirus pandemic has had on school children in the U.S. New test results from the National Assessment of Education Progress show math and reading scores for 9-year-olds in the U.S. fell sharply between 2020 and 2022. It was the worst drop-off for reading since 1990 and the first ever decline for math. Education experts say it is going to take a number of years before students are able to make up this deficit in full. Schools nationwide have been trying to hire more staff, including tutors and psychologists. But with teacher burnout and a shrinking pipeline, many schools face a teacher shortage, especially in rural areas.
A reminder for you, Tuesday marks the first day of school for Uvalde CISD, and we want to hear your messages of hope for that community. Right now on KSAT.com, you can share your thoughts for the new school year, and you can be sure and tune in on Tuesday morning. We will have team coverage live from Uvalde all morning on GMSA. We will be sharing your responses during our newscast, so look for the story on our homepage. Meantime, back here at home, there is a different strategy being used to hire more bilingual teachers at the San Antonio Independent School District.
The district has been recruiting teachers from Latin America in an effort to close the gap. Now they will be part of the district's dual language program. Students who are English speakers and students who are Spanish speakers are placed in the same classrooms, learning the curriculum in both languages. Now, one second grade teacher from Nicaragua is among 23 Latin American teachers to join San Antonio ISD.
I felt like related because their families or their relatives are Latin American people, Mexican or different countries. One day they decide to go and visit their families or relatives, they will be able to talk to them in their mother tongue in Spanish.
Now, all teachers have obtained those work visas and are still adapting to the U.S. That's what they tell us. And some say that they left their loved ones at home, but they say they are looking forward to this opportunity.
Well, get ready for tickets to go on sale for the Spurs 50th anniversary in the Alamo Dome. They're on sale now. Get them while they last. That big game is coming up January 13th. They're going to host the champion Golden State Warriors. Remember, this is not going to be your old setup in the Alamo Dome. This is the new setup. That means they're going to use the entire venue, much like you see when they host the Final Four games here in San Antonio. And not only that, not only can you get your tickets for the 50th anniversary, you see that guy right there, Manu Ginobili, who helped bring home all those championships. He is going into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame next week in Springfield, Massachusetts. Tim Duncan will present Manu Ginobili for the Basketball Hall of Fame. So things are starting to pick up with the Spurs.
Yeah, that's cool. He'll have his old friend by his side.
That'll be nice. Yeah. Think Tony Parker will be there somewhere, around there, somewhere?
Probably. I don't know for sure.
I bet he shows up at least at one of the parties.
Right?
6:39 and 76 degrees.
And do you find it harder to make new friends as you get older? Just ahead, what you can do to create lasting friendships as an adult. And have you found it a little harder to make new friends? Well, you're not alone. According to a study from Oxford University, men and women start losing friends around the age 25.
And usually making new friends and maintaining relationships only gets harder as we get older. And that's why we're talking about things you can do to meet new people and build friendships. How many close friends do you have?
2, 3, about 13. The closest friend that I have is like my husband.
According to the Survey Center on American Life, 49% of Americans report having less than 3 close friends, while 27% of millennials have no close friends at all. Whether it's going to college, moving to a new city for work, or friendships just ending, you don't have to end up alone. Now, friendships apps are helping people connect. No, not Tinder or Snapchat, but apps like Meetup and Yubo. They're built to make friends and find people who have similar interests as you. Facebook groups, another great way to meet people. Volunteering is another way to meet people. VolunteerMatch.org can help you find the right organization for you in your community. Encore.org is a nonprofit dedicated to helping people over 50 make a social impact together. Good work. And did you know 45% of adults who exercise really go to the gym to socialize? Not only is it a great place to meet new people, but you'll get healthy while doing it.
For the third pick?
Another way for you to meet new people is to attend a trivia night. If that isn't in your wheelhouse, join an adult sports league, attend an art or music festival, or sign up for a class. And here's a weird one for you.
Uh-huh.
Some strange data out of Israel. Researchers there found people with the same body odors and smells are more likely to be friends.
Interesting. Justin over there laughing.
I don't know where they got that from. I don't know who spent the time to research that, but apparently if we smell the same, we're going to be friends.
Oh,
so, okay, that's a good deal.
All right, Bath and Body Works there. Okay, let's go to Stephen Cavazos.
Sorry. Well, I was trying to figure out a way to bridge that, but we smell a problem right here off of I-10 at WW guys. Not a good situation. Looks like a parking lot out there. Gosh, not a good time to have any incident pop up on the roadways. This is actually a crash that was reported by KSAT just moments ago, and you can see that it is causing major issues for drivers out there. It is bumper-to-bumper traffic, not a place to commute or drive through right now. Let's just get you to the map, because where we're seeing that is in the eastbound lanes of I-10. So this is going out possibly towards Seguin, and you can see the buildup already starting to stretch a little bit further back WW wide, actually closer to East Houston Street. So this will probably be the headline of the morning commute for a little while. Watch out. We're going to look for some alternative routes for you and some solutions, so we'll get you through it. Don't worry. Let's go ahead and give you a wide look at the map. Our map may have picked it up at a different location, but we're going to keep it at WW White. We give you a wider view, and it does look like another crash may have popped up closer to State Highway 151. Doesn't appear to be causing any major issues in that area, but of course we're going to have to keep an eye on things, because at times like this, when we have a problem that pops up, it really does tend to cause a ripple effect when it comes to traffic, and it is just not moving very nicely out there. But as I mentioned, we're going to look for those solutions and get you through it, guys.
So what you're saying is the traffic stinks. That's what you're saying.
Yes. It's a mess out there for
Traffic
sure.
stinks right there at I-10, guys.
Definitely.
That is the most random fact I think you've ever put out there.
Yes.
So random. We all kind of smelled the same this summer. Based on how hot it was. Now that I think about it.
You had a lot of friends this summer, did you?
How's that for a transition?
Wow,
This summer was one of the hottest. It was the hottest on record. So if you look at June, July, and August together, and that's what we call the meteorological summer, it was the hottest on record here in San Antonio. We averaged 88.1 degrees. So we beat out 2011, just barely, but we did it. And it really was just June and July, because if you remember, towards the end of August, things cooled down and we actually got some rain. But June and July were just, very, very hot months, both record-setting months. Where are we at on rainfall now? So, since September 1st, we're only 2 days in. We have not received any rain, but there are some good opportunities on the way. Since January 1st, we're at 7.22 inches. The departure from average, we're closing in on 14 inches again. So we have a big hole that we're still trying to dig out of. Now, I'll tell you, San Antonio's kind of missed out on some of the heavier rains as of late. It's been kind of all around us. But as I said, we have some more chances headed our way. Mostly cloudy outside right now. 77 at the airport, 75 Stinson, 74 Kelly, 73 at Randolph. In the KSAT 12-hour forecast, just a small chance of rain through the morning time, even through lunch hour. We'll go partly cloudy this afternoon, and then we're around 94 for a high today. 20% chance of rain. So like yesterday, it's just isolated stuff popping up during the afternoon and evening hours. And most places in the 90s today. You'll find some 80s in the hill country, where it will be a little bit cooler. Places like Bernie, even Canyon Lake, though, around 93 later today. Here's the big picture. We've got rain stretching from Dallas back over towards far west Texas. We've even got some rain in parts of Mexico and the far western reaches of our viewing area, but nothing here around San Antonio. And again, we don't expect a whole lot today. That does change tomorrow. And what we're looking at here is rain-making energy. So this is upper-level energy that's moving in. And where you see some of these darker colors here, that represents more energy that helps to create those showers and storms. And we continue to see more of this moving into South Texas in conjunction with some good moisture that's coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. So we have some deep tropical moisture that really is already in place, but it gets a little bit deeper as we head into Saturday and Sunday. So these two things together should help to create some pretty good rain chances. And here's how it looks in the forecast. 20% chance today. Then as we get into tomorrow morning, still just a 20% chance. So some of those morning soccer matches may be just fine. But by the afternoon, as that energy begins to shift into the area, 60% chance of showers and storms. You're going to be dodging some rain. And some of this could be heavy at times. So we'll be watching out for some spots which could take on some flooding if you've already seen some pretty heavy rain over the last couple days. Here's how I think Saturday plays out. We'd step up the rain chances, and it's afternoon that we really start to see the rain chances come up. 60% chance 3 p.m. through 7 p.m. And as far as rainfall potential, now this is cumulative through Wednesday morning. So this includes Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. And this is where we could start looking at some pretty good numbers here, maybe 1 to 2 inches around San Antonio, some higher totals as you go south of town, and then some even bigger totals potentially south and west of San Antonio. We'll see how this plays out. Not everyone's going to get this amount of rain. This is broad brush because the nature of this activity could be heavy in one spot, not so heavy in another. But that's kind of the general idea here when we're talking about the next few days. So 20% chance today, but 60% chance Saturday, Sunday. I'll also point out that we've got temperatures in the 80s both days and for Labor Day as well with a 50% chance of rain. So the clouds, the potential for rain, dragging the high temperatures down.
Stay over there.
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. The studio's nice and cool.
Yeah, it's nice and cool. He's not in the triple digits right now. We're all fine.
We're all fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
After the summer, we're all friends.
Yeah.
We're
good friends.
It's now 6:50 and 78 degrees. Hey, it's Friday.
It is.
What are you going to do?
And take two. Tomorrow afternoon, Artemis 1 will get a second chance at launching. And earlier, the launch was canceled because of a faulty sensor and engine issues. Now, the mission could also help with future visits to Mars. We're going to have a preview tomorrow on GMSA.
Hopefully the weather will hold out for this thing.
Yeah.
we'll be right back. Oh, man.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the reaction to President Biden's speech, calling on Americans to fight threats to democracy as former President Trump's lawyers face off against the Justice Department in court. And the CDC approved new COVID boosters. Who can get them and when they'll be widely available? Plus, our final concert of the summer, Black Eyed Peas, ready to rock Central Park. That and so much more on GMA.
An overnight driver makes a sad discovery. A motorcyclist found dead along this far west side highway. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. This is Loop 1604 near West Military, and police say this is where that driver discovered the body of a motorcyclist along the road. Now, this happened a little bit before 3 o'clock this morning. Police say that passing driver did what many others apparently did not do, spotted that motorcyclist down in the grass. They say because he was in the grass, it's possible people were driving by without even noticing. Police say that they are not sure exactly when this crash happened or how long that man had been lying there. They also don't know how it happened, whether any other vehicles were involved. They do believe the man who was killed was in his 40s, but so far they have not released his name. Reporting from the far west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Unfortunately, another crash here of I-10 is causing issues for drivers. We are in morning rush, so terrible time to have any incident pop up, but you can see it is bumper-to-bumper traffic out there. Just sent this tweet on our KSAT traffic page, but we can see that there is a pretty significant buildup, and we also have the TransGuide overhead signs that is notifying drivers of that crash, but we can see it there along the eastbound lanes of I-10 at WW White. Justin.
Thank you, Sarah. We're in the 70s right now. We'll be up around 94 this afternoon. So today looks pretty similar to yesterday with that chance of some isolated showers and storms popping up. And then as we get into tomorrow, our rain chances jump up, especially tomorrow afternoon. 60% chance on Saturday, 60% chance Sunday, and a 50% chance on Labor Day.
We look forward to that rain. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Have a great holiday weekend. We'll see you back here at 9.